Okay, so Payday 2, Crimewave Edition, playing on the Xbox One. Updates, skill tree, third video on the channel. If you haven't checked out the other ones, be sure to check them out. You're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna start off with Mastermind, a basic force friendship. Next up, we're gonna go to Joker. We're gonna basic Joker. Next up, we're gonna ace Stockholm Syndrome. Now, probably should say for a car on if you're in this, I'm only level 79. There's points that haven't been spent. There's about 3 points I'll probably spend after, but right now I'm not spending them, I'm gonna save them. And there's more that can be done with this build. And when I hit 100, I'll re-update all the builds. Stealth build. Nah. That out of the way. Stockholm Syndrome started to get extra points. Your hostages will not flee when they've been rescued by lone followers, which means you'll always be able to keep your hostages. It's great. Whenever you go into custody, your hostages will trade themselves to your safe return. So that means your team won't have to worry about getting hostage, and this can happen at any time, even during an assault. So it's great. Even if your whole team's dead, if you go down, you'll go into custody for like a second and come straight back out of custody. The only problem with that is most times you'll swarmed by enemies, so if that's the case, you do your best to clear the area. Push technician belt, so long as you stay close to your turrets and they're always loaded, you should be okay. But this, like I said, just in case. Next I'm going to go to Enforcer. I'm going to ice Scavenger because we want lots of ammo. I'm also going to ice Extra Lead, again for the ammo, purely for the turrets, and of course if you don't have a pure Enforcer in the build that has ammo themselves, it's always good to have it just in case. Again, got with the spare points. Meet the build Technician is where most of the points have been spent so far. So, Steady Grip Basic. I got that because he's a sniper and I had a spare point left when I first made the build. So like, I think I was level 77 maybe? Or maybe 76, I'm not so sure. Yeah, Steady Grip helped me out a lot. Giving that weapon accuracy, especially because I use a sniper, but we'll get into the weapons in a minute. Hardware Expert. Again, Technician, we want the drill skills, drill sergeants, Kickstarter. These all the stuff that we want. Kickstarter's great, ace, just hit the drill, perfect. More firepower and combat engineering. The combat engineering, it's just something nice to have in case you want to put them trip mines. I don't tend to put them down much, but again, it always help. And more firepower is going to get good here. 1 more shape charge and 4 more trip mines, and then 2 more shape charge and 7 more trip mines. An insane amount of trip mines. You'll be able to light the building up, you'll be secure, which is great in this update. You'll be able to have all this different stuff. It just works out perfectly. Now, third law iced. Cost the point of sentry guns reduced by 5%. Of course, you're wasting less ammo on having to keep your sentry gun up. Your sentry gun gains 100% increased accuracy. Perfect. Now you don't have to worry about your sentry gun wasting ammo. It's pretty much a guaranteed to hit an enemy, which is always helpful. Eco Sentry. Your cost of deploying the sentry again reduced by 5%. Helpful again, like I said. Not having to waste anything anymore. When we get enough points, we might ice that. And same with this. Yeah, we'll probably ice that. Your sentry gun has 50% more ammunition. Very helpful. And yeah. Jack of all trades now. This is because you want the sentry gun, you want to take your trip mines, or you want to take your sentry gun and your ammo, or your trip mines and your ammo. You know, it just helps out. You're not stuck with just one thing, so and you're not like having to limit yourself. You know what I mean? So again, definitely faster. And of course, even the basic, you have to interact with all the deployables 100% faster, including your sentry guns. It means that if they ever run out, pick them up and throw back down really fast. Helps out a lot. Tower defense, 1 extra sentry gun and then 2 extra sentry guns for iced. I picked this up because whenever I'm going to a heist there, let's use it. Hotline Miami, I think it is. Yeah, Hotline Miami. Day 2. This would be the perfect example. On day 1, I brought the sentries as a secondary. On day 2, brought them as a primary, and it did help a lot for day 2. We were able to put a sentry gun in, one covering the balcony, one covering the other balcony, and then one covering the main entrance, and then one covered a 4th window. And we were barely interrupted because we kept stocking up the sentry guns. We had, to be fair though, we did have 2 enforcer builds, but it's always not an enforcer build, so we kept the ammo stocked, and it worked out incredibly. We didn't get touched, so it definitely a great addition to have all these extra sentry guns. I've gone backwards there, sorry. Duck and cover basic, just so we can run faster, because we're going to be wearing armor. I did think about going to get Iron Man, because we're going to be using the muscle perk deck, but I decided against it. We're going to stick with what we get, the highest level we can already get. So yeah, duck and cover giving us that extra sprint speed and also a regen and more stamina. And we haven't got anything in fugitive yet. I say yet because I'm not too sure what we're going to get yet, but like I said, when I hit 100, which should be fairly soon, hopefully it won't take too long, I'll re-update everything to its full potential, you could say. So yeah, we're going to be using the Combine Tactical Vest, the Muscle Perk deck for that health regen. Didn't do my perk points earlier, I'll do those now. Focusing on Maniac at the moment. Then I'm going to go into Anarchist, everything else, review those perk decks maybe on some channel. There we go. We're going to be taking the Electric Brass Knuckles, because they have a faster charge time than the Buzzer, which means if you don't have the DLC, or the big score DLC, literally Brass Knuckles is perfect to have. It can stun enemies, makes them much easier to dominate. It's very, very helpful. And we're also going to be taking the Concussion Grenade. Now, this is my personal preference. Of course, take a Molotov if you've got the big score, which I'm sure most people do. If not, take a grenade. You can't go wrong with a grenade, it always helps. But I like to take the Concussion Grenade because it is effective of getting you out of a situation, because it doesn't necessarily stun your teammates. It does affect them. So, but it affects the enemies more to the point where they can't shoot you. So you can easily run out of a situation if you throw this one at your feet. You don't have to worry about avoiding it. You'll be fine enough to go away unhurt. Next up, White Streak Pistol, part of the hardcore enemy heist. Everyone's got this. Does the same damage as the Baby Deagle, if I'm correct in saying that. I believe I am. And obviously I don't have any of this stuff yet. I'm not, you know. Sorry, I lost my words there for a second. You know, I'm not lucky enough to have all the attachments, so I'll just stick with the flash hider. I have a flash hider in pretty much all my pistols. Adds a lot of stuff, and everyone has the flash hider who's had Payday for a while. I think I've got 55 from the little moments where I've made a mistake where it just kept on giving you certain things, and of course I couldn't fix that, so obviously it's good to have. It does add a lot of stats. 2 damage and 12 stability. Definitely worth it. The micro laser. Yeah, I don't think this is something that everyone has, but you know, it doesn't change any of the stats on the gun other than the fact that it's much easier to hip fire with it, which helps for close quarter combat. But again, don't have the magazine, and like I've said in a previous video, I enjoy using sights on my guns. It's just a personal preference, and the 4% accuracy does show off and help. But if you're running something that isn't, it's going to be like more streamline based, and you want to put the rest of your points to getting more dodge perhaps. The White Streak Pistol is of course usable without the sight. Like I said, we're going to use a sniper rifle. I-93 sniper rifle. It's my go-to weapon. That has not changed even with the updates. No barrel, no boost. The LED combo. The speculator sight. Wait, no, that's wrong. Sorry. The Thea magnified scope. Sorry. Just helps out a lot. Definitely more zoom. You can definitely get easier shots on enemies from far away. And the wooden body for the more stability. So as you can tell, definitely not something for low concealment or anything like that. Now into the Jack of all trades. I'm not sure if many people know this because I don't tend to look in the bottom right corner all the time. But you press A to set a primary, X to set secondary. So if you need something that requires something to be blown up perhaps, then I'll take that as a primary. That torrents of course is your secondary, unless you need ammo, you switch between these as you go. If it's one way you know you're not going to need your C4, then I'll take your turrets as a primary, or your sentry guns as a primary, sorry. And then either or, whether you want to lace the room, because you're still going to get a hefty amount of mines even though it's only half, I think you're getting 7 mines either way. And or you can always take an ammo bag, if of course a bit of extra ammo for you, your teammates and the turrets to keep them running. I personally would take the mines, because there's always extra stuff. And okay, sorry about that, ran into a bit of a snare, not sure what happened there. yeah, I'd recommend taking the mines. That's what I do. There's always something in mile size that helps you get things done just a little bit faster. Always helpful. But again, ammo bags, if no one else has them or you think you might need one more, always bring that extra ammo bag. You can't go wrong. But yeah, that's usually my setup. And that's the setup really. Of course, my go-to character Jimmy. That's not important though. But yeah, if this build has you in any way, should subscribe to me more builds like this come to the channel. And yeah, not much else to be said than the fact that I've been your host Kiwi. Yeah, that's a bad outro. I've been Kiwi, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.